I mentioned earlier this week that Star Fox Zero was probably my favourite game of the year, apart from this other one, which is also up there, and that this is Pharaoh Rebirth. It's a 2D, as you can tell, platformer. It's also much like Star Fox Zero, only about 5 to 7 hours long, depending on how much you want to focus on going back to old stages for extras. And much like Star Fox Zero, it's not been that well received. But while Star Fox Zero got sort of a lot of mediocre reviews, this has just been thoroughly ignored, which is a crying shame, because not only is this one of the best indie titles I've played, it's also one of the best 2D platformers I've played. This is easily, I'm going to go controversial, this is better than Shovel Knight. This is better than Undertale, actually. This is just really goddamn good. Now, why is it so good? Okay, there are a couple of things. A lot of it's just the fact that it's just very well made, but there's also some other stuff. Like, one thing I was shockingly surprised at, oh yeah, I'm not going after anything right now, this is just me messing around in an old stage to show you some of the stuff. Yeah. One of the things that did surprise me was how entertaining the story was. This is really the sort of narrative, I know this is going to sound weird, but this is kind of what Rise of the Tomb Raider should have been. It's distinct characters, and once again, this is one of those things that's really surprised me, because I wasn't expecting anything. I was expecting, you know, if I'd liked this, I'd have probably been expecting to say, like, Star Fox Zero, there's not really much of a plot, but who cares? Do you want a plot with your cute animal shoot stuff adventure? But no, this is a really charming narrative with some really likeable, if simple, characters. Like I said, it's what I would have expected out of a decently done Tomb Raider, I guess. Except this one is about a rabbit dude who was a guy, but then he was cursed, like in Porco Rosa. So now he's got to find 7 cups to stop a curse killing him. And you know what, I don't need to go into detail. It's like, when you first play it, the big surprise is that it's just got this quite charming dialogue. And I don't want to talk about the story or overhype it, because like I said, the story isn't this thing I was sold into being great and I bought it for. It was just one of those nice surprises. The rest of the game's damn good too. See, it's got this design a bit like a Metroidvania, but not overly Metroidvania, I guess I'll say. It's almost more like a Zelda title. Have you played Shantae? Because it's similar to that. You've got a lot of fairly linear and damn, I'm dead. You've got a lot of fairly linear stages, but oh yeah, I've got this power up, so I'm not dead actually. But you also are gradually gaining more and more powers, which open up the stages more and more, so you can go back to them for extras. And there is some pretty great hidden stuff in here, I'll say that now. Not only that, but the soundtrack is absolutely very good. I'm not going to say absolutely mind-blowing. This isn't Undertale level as far as the soundtrack goes, but it's, for a title where the credits, you're going to see the same few names pop up over and over again. This is a really impressive offering. And I'm going to go, let's have another controversial statement. I like this better than most of the Castlevanias. Part of this is that it keeps it simple. Every power-up you get is functional and fun to use, as opposed to just like the later Castlevanias, you just tended to have so many items and powers pop up, and a ton of them were irrelevant. In this, everything you get has some helpful use, even the tons of optional bits and pieces you can pick up. There really isn't much to say about it overall. It's just a simple 2D platformer, but it's a really well done one, and oh, not so dead. You know, had I been playing this stage earlier before I'd gotten a ton of the late game power-ups, I would be very dead. I'd be doing incredibly poorly, but fortunately I'm playing on a save where I am overpowered. Another thing is, speaking of overpowered, it doesn't have a lot of annoyances like grinding. While you do get more powerful, your attacks do damage and you get better stuff, it's all done through exploration, which I like. There's no real reason to go out and just bash a ton of enemies. If you can avoid them, you can avoid them. course, you may want to kill them because the combat's surprisingly fun. There's some neat features like this little dodge here, which will just take you straight through an enemy, allowing you to just dash through them if you want and risk the damage, like, whah, whah. There you go. There's some pretty neat powers. Oh, I think some fans are gonna like this one. Ah, oh, got it. Go on, get him. Yeah. You know what that's based off, don't some of you at least? Okay, let's go back to the gun. Oi. Ah. I don't need to kill these guys, I'm just killing them for the sake of it. Oi. No, there's very little to say, since I don't have to defend this game against anything, because nobody's been playing it or talking about it. Which fucking sucks, because it's like people are gonna review Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball 3 to give it a bad score, which isn't even out in outside of Japan, but fuck it, we're gonna ignore this absolutely fantastic 2D platform game which has gotten zero attention. This really needs to go viral. Like I said, this is one of the best in its genre. It's only about 5 hours long, but fuck it, much like Star Fox Zero, this benefits from a short length. It's also, unlike Star Fox Zero, I can't see any reason of people getting frustrated with this. Like, I defended Star Fox Zero's motion control, and I still stand by the statement that they're actually very easy to use, and that part of it is just that people don't want to get good with motion control. But this, it's just traditional 2D platformer with a ton of fun power-ups, which you gradually gain, which makes you stronger. It's that old-fashioned get better, but also get more powerful loop, which so many titles have done. Also, stage design is lovely. There's about 9 stages to the thing, and each of them has its own sort of nice, unique spin. You're not going to see a ton of repetition, even though everything's got an Egypt theme. There's a nice mix. And like I've said, the story is, unlike Star Fox Zero, where my point was like, why are you going after the story where there's so little story? This has not a ton, but what's there is very charming. Like I said, it's just well done, simple characters which bounce off each other and provide, you know, a constant source of amusement. And there's a couple of twists here. For a plot which starts with find the 7 doodads, it's got more twists than one would expect, and it's got a couple of reasons to go back to old stages once you beat the game to see what else there is. And, oh, I'm dead again for not paying attention. So, you know what, just if you're gonna say, I said Captain America Civil War was really good, but it fucking sucks that people just aren't playing this thing, so this is cheaper than tickets for that, so go buy this instead. This really should be on consoles. The tiny team which made this should be getting like Undertale monies and be able to make a ton more and quit their day jobs, because this is really goddamn good. I'm just gonna put it out there. There's a trailer, you can watch the trailer, it might persuade you, it spoils a ton more than it should, and I can kind of understand that, because like I've said, this has gotten so little attention, and it's a real shame, because this is just, I can only show you this one stage, but goddamn, this is a damn good title. A lot to explore, not confusing, very few of the irritations which come with these type of games, no grind, can be played through straight without any backtracking, but rewards it. A narrative which doesn't really get in the way and can be skipped, but adds enough charm to each character that you actually kind of like them and get a little bit invested in what's going on. A mix of powers that's fun, traditional, double jumps, glides, but also original, crazy stuff like this blatant rip-off of another series, but it's cool anyway. Really good music I can't show you because I'm not competent enough to figure out how to play game music through this. Great feeling controls, some neat powers all nicely balanced, a ton of fun unlockables to get. Just give this title a shot. It's not expensive. Well, unless you count, I don't know, $10 or whatever it is for you in the States. It was like £8 for me. So just give this title a shot, and I think a lot of people will be pleasantly surprised with, oh, that's a new secret area I think I found. So yeah, what, just give up whatever you were gonna pirate the next game you were gonna buy new. Just pirate that and buy this instead, because it really deserves some attention. You know, even if you're buying some rinky-dink small time title, go check a Metacritic, see if it has more than say 3 reviews, and if it does, pirate it and put your money towards this instead, because I'm generally gonna be sad if this is the last title this team does, because this is a fantastic achievement for such a small team. And not only is it a fantastic achievement for such a small team, it's a really great title even for a much larger team also. Like I said, it's just good focus, decent length, no crap. Go buy it. I'm going on about it a lot, but it really does deserve some support. Bye.